Good morning, friends. How are you? It's the 5th of January, so we can still say Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a really good time. Over Christmas and New Year, I had probably 4 separate conversations with friends who own bitches with phantom pregnancies. And I know everybody really struggles with this, and phantoms can be a real nuisance, but they are completely natural. So unless your bitch has gone to full phantom and she's carrying toys around and she's really miserable and she's really sad, or unless you are wanting to show your bitch and she's got boobies down to her knees, it's really not such a big issue. But I thought I would give you some helps and tips to overcome it to the best of your ability. The first thing to understand is that bitches can't differentiate between whether they are actually pregnant or whether they are just in a pseudo phantom pregnancy. So their bodies will react in exactly the same way to being pregnant or not. And phantoms exist to help the rest of the pack survive if there are puppies and something happens to the alpha bitch generally who has had puppies, so the others can feed. That's the reason why bitches have a phantom. And one of the best things that you can do to avoid your bitch going into a phantom is to ensure that she is carrying minimal fat to take into her pregnancy, inverted commas. And this is where understanding the timeline is really fundamental to helping avoid a full-blown phantom. So the most important thing to understand is that you must get your bitch as fit as a butcher's dog before she goes into phantom without an ounce of weight on her. And I know that's really difficult with young bitches that you're trying to grow on and give them sufficient fats and protein. But for this reason, if you want to show especially, then you need to strip them back really hard. And if anybody's in doubt as to the weight of their animals and if they want some help with that, take me a photo of the bitch so you're looking down on the animal so I can see the shape of the ribs and the waist, and I can tell you that's one of the easiest ways to identify whether a dog is overweight or not. So the other thing is obviously understanding the bitch's cycle in terms of how often she's going to cycle and ovulate. Most bitches come in season once every 6 months. Some come in every 5 months, some come in 5 and then 7 and then 6 and then 5 and then 7 or 8 months. It's all over the place quite often for some bitches, but generally they will come in every 6 months. So knowing when your bitch is going to come into season is the clue to getting the weight off before they even come into season. And some of the signs of them coming into season, they'll generally be literally bitchy. They'll be more guardy, they'll be more territorial, they'll be extra cuddly, extra sleepy. So you will have an idea that they're coming in. And obviously then the immediate signs before they come into season are the vulva swelling. And with the first time bitches going into phantom, that can take quite a long time. Going into season, that can take quite a long time. They can be swollen for quite a few weeks, but you'll have a good indication when they're on their way in. Second time is get a timeline. So to make it easier on thinking about dates of ovulation, so the bitch, when she ovulates, she will not know whether she's been mated or not. So getting that date of ovulation is critical to knowing when the bitch is going to go into a phantom or not. So let's say she's in season on the 30th of January. Most bitches will generally ovulate around day 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, could be 20, could be 8. Unusual, but it can happen. So the only way you're going to know that is with ovulation testing. And unless you're breeding, you don't really need to know that. So take a rough guess that from the start of her season, so the start of blood, she will be ovulating, let's say, on the 12th of February. So taking it from the 12th of February, you then go 3 weeks from there. So 3 weeks after she's ovulated, 3 weeks after day 12 of her season, Lily, back in here, good girl, is when she will start to show some mammary development if she's going to. And that will be a slight pinking up of the teats, a little bit of budding under the teats, So you'll know that she's on her way into possibly a phantom. The vulva will usually have gone down in size. With bitches that are mated, it can go down a little while and then it comes back again. So you know you have a full vulva often means that the bitch is taken for her mating. With a phantom, the vulva tends to go down more. It doesn't tend to stay up so much. That's really the only key I've found. So what to do then, assuming that you've got as much weight off your bitch as you can, there's really nothing you can do in that first 3 weeks. But from 3 weeks is when it's quite essential to act, and you can give a variety of different remedies. You could give some, it's just gone out of my head. Oh, for heaven's sake. You could give some parsley peat, which is a particular type of diuretic. You can get that, I think, off Amazon now. You can get, okay, it comes in big bags, but sell it on to somebody. You could give some Urtica urens, which is a homeopathic remedy, and I'd probably give 30C twice a day. But best person to ask on that is our Lynn Wheatman, who is a brilliant homeopathist, and she's on our Arator owners group, or give me her details if you want to contact. And she'll advise more specifically on that. I've never found raspberry leaf to be any help whatsoever, but fair dues, if you have, that's great. Just sling whatever you can at it. Galostop is prescribed from vets, and Galostop is very good because in some ways it's a prolactin inhibitor. So it will literally stop the production, but it also has an effect on the behaviour, which can affect some bitches. But on that point, on the point of behaviour, really, unless your bitch has gone to the point where she is miserable with it, and unless you want to show her, I really wouldn't particularly be stressing about it. Those boobs will go down in the end. But Galostop, the problem with Galostop is that it also contains a product called carboline, and carboline will bring your bitch back into season if they have too much of it. So if you're going to use Galostop, use it literally only for 3 days. Don't ever give it any more than that. And it can also make some bitches anorexic and a bit sad, a bit miserable, they look a bit tucked up with it. So again, you'd only give it if you really, really needed to. And that's it, really. So I think keeping the bitch, the keys are just keeping the bitch absolutely fit as anything, not a peck of weight going into the phantom, into the season rather, and that's your key, because once you've let it go past that 3 weeks after mating, if they've got mammary development, then it's really hard to pull it back at that point. I think that's it. So don't think I've forgotten anything, but if I do, I'll probably just write it underneath in notes. I hope that has helped you and has helped your bitches. And on that point also, just very quickly, the last thing is this thing about keeping your bitch inside for 3 weeks, because generally that's how long, 21 days is how long the season takes. So you have a heavy first week of blood, and then you have the week where they pink off slightly, which is when they're ovulating, which is another clue for you. So the blood goes paler, and then the third week is when they bleed again, but they're still fertile. There is no way I'm keeping my bitches in for 3 weeks. If somebody in the park complains because their dog is upset by it, then they can keep their dogs on leads. It's not happening for me. If you don't want to go to the park and let your dog off, then just do plenty of road work with her. Take her out on the push bike and trot around the lanes, and really keep her sharp and fit. That's the best bet. Hope that helps. Oh my God, that's a long one. But anyway, I rattled as fast as I could. Speak to you all soon. I hope you're really well and happy. And yeah, we are really good here. Everything's great. See you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.